In this week's episode, one of the N64's most influential multiplayer classics returns to consoles.
Plus, we take a look at Microsoft's Developer Direct. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Barry, and this is episode 83 of the Retro Gaming Dads podcast, the podcast for everything retro and retro-inspired.
As always, we like to start off with talk about what we've been playing this week. One of the games I've been playing, I'm not going to speak about until later on, because we're going to cover that in part of the podcast. But other than that, what have you been playing? Oh, we did play Halo last week, for quickly.
Yeah, briefly, and you immediately murdered me with a Scorpion tank on co-op.
You did kill me several times first.
Yeah, but it's funny when I do it to you.
Yeah, of course, that's what you say.
I don't think I've played anything other than that. Or if I have, I can't remember because I'm so sleep deprived at the moment.
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, I could tell today you're very tired. I did play Nintendo Switch Sports with the boys. They quite enjoy that.
How is it? Is it a worthy successor to Wii Sports?
I would say so. Yeah. No, I definitely would say so, because it's got the Shambara, I think it's called, the sword fighting, which they both really enjoy.
Yeah.
As always, you've got bowling, and with this rather just being straight bowling, there's different obstacles in that as well, and it's great. And the boys definitely really enjoy it as well. So,
see, it was considering it once they added golfing, because I actually enjoyed the golf on Wii Sports.
I've not done the golf. I wanted to, but the boys are like, it's too hard. We're not going to do it. So I'm like, okay, maybe not. But I will try at some point.
I think the 3 games I played are in there. So there's golf, bowling. Obviously, it's everyone has to play bowling.
Yes. Yeah.
And tennis.
Just don't throw the control to the TV. Oh, and tennis is fantastic.
At least you're getting some exercise, so that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Genuinely, though, I don't actually think I've played anything else.
I'm just trying to think, because we didn't play at the weekend either, because I think we were both really tired, so we didn't end up going online at all over the weekend.
Yeah, I've been shocking. I've just been dead to the world, to be honest. I am so tired. Miles is waking up every 4 hours for a feed, every 3-4 hours, which isn't that bad. That's what Elliot done when he was a baby. But he is such a slow drinker. It takes him a good hour to drink like 150 ml of milk. Then you've got to burp in. Then you've got to settle him back down. And by the time you've done that, that's like a good hour and a half plus gone. And then you're lying there thinking, he's got to wake up in another 2 hours for another bottle.
You see, thankfully, I never had that issue because Esther fed the babies. So
you never had that issue because you just pretended that you didn't wake up in the night when you heard the crying. Well, you're just there with one eye open, waiting for Esther to get up and go see to the baby.
I couldn't feed the babies. You know, she did it all herself.
Little smirk coming in the corner of your mouth, like, ha ha ha! I got away with no one.
No, in all fairness, I wouldn't have woken up anyway. She has to kick me to wake me up.
I think she just kicks you anyway, doesn't she? Just for a bit of fun.
Do you not know? No, she does. I do remember one night where I moved in my sleep. She reached over to hit me because she thought I was one of the children moving in the bed. And she said, I turned over, went, thanks for that, and went back to sleep.
Every time I walk through a doorway, I keep booting the doorway and go, oh, sorry, baby, I banged your head. Oh, no. And the first time, Kerry was like, obviously, really concerned that I just nearly knocked the poor baby unconscious until she realised it was me kicking. And I keep doing it now. And she just rolls her eyes and she went, it's not funny, stop doing it. So I went, okay. So I walked out the door, done it again. She went to get me and I just held the baby almost like a human shield. I'm like, you can't get me. Said, off ground Barley when I've got the baby. And then she just hit me as soon as I put the baby down anyway. So
yeah, I'm not surprised.
Oh, well, yeah, I haven't played anything. I haven't even been on my Switch or the Steam Deck or anything like that.
I would say we'll play over the weekend, but I think you'll be dead to the world after the podcast.
Oh, I'm surprised. I'm surprised I'm here, to be honest.
I'm glad you are.
So if mid-podcast I suddenly just trail off, it's probably just a coincidence. Don't worry about it.
Nah, I think it'd be more like you go quiet and then you just hear a slam on the desk as your head hits it.
Yeah, just as I hit the deck. Hopefully not my Steam Deck. Well, since we haven't played anything and we've not been very sociable, we've not really played anything multiplayer or anything either, shall we shout out our Patreons as per normal?
Yes, definitely. As always, Thank you very much, Short Gizmo and Bobby Socks.
As always, your patronage is really appreciated, and it gives us someone shout out at this point.
Yes, at least you got someone to shout out. That's the main thing.
This week, we're going to be talking about the Microsoft Developer Direct. However, we've already got something lined up for next week, haven't we?
Oh,
or actually, sorry, it might be the
I can't
podcast
wait.
after next week.
Yes. Oh, no, definitely. And I really can't wait to see more. So, Armored Core, we are getting a 1 hour preview for Armored Core next Friday the 3rd. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
See, I'm debating because I'm off on that Friday. Did we work out it's midday for us?
Yeah, it's at 12. Yeah, 12 p.m.
So, do I watch it live or do I wait until you get back and we can watch it together?
Well, wait for me.
And we can squeal like little girls going, "Eee! It's
yes,
robots!"
I say, wait for me. Don't you can't do this. We discussed at work today that we're gonna sort of watch it together and do reactions. You'll be there, so you're watching. You're there going.
Yeah, but the thing is, the robots, they're not your kind of thing, are they? I know as we came onto the podcast, you spent the first 10 minutes of it actually building a Gundam, but that's neither here or there.
No. I'm not building it. I'm in the middle of painting and detailing him. There's a difference there, okay? So my 1 to 100 Gundams on my desk in pieces, and I'm currently painting it.
But you were going to say 1 to 1 Gundam then?
If only. So yeah, my beautiful Gundam's on my desk, and I'm currently detailing him. So don't you even dare stipulate that in the slightest.
It looks like you're getting along really well doing that, actually, considering that somehow he's missing a leg.
The legs here. As I said, is in pieces because I take them apart to do the detailing.
The legs here, but the rest of it's there.
Stop. You're just trying to wind me up. I will put it together for you if you really want me to.
Am I succeeding in winding you up?
I'm just going to walk away now. But yeah, you're going to wait for me. You're not watching it.
Okay. I'll wait for you. And should we put out a special one-off episode of us just reacting to this then?
Yeah, I think so. They might not want to see it, but let's do it.
We'll do a react, and it'll probably get like copyright stricken down because we're spending an hour watching another YouTube video or something.
I'm sure we'll get away with it.
Not next week. The following podcast will be our reaction to the Armored Core 1 hour preview.
I want to see gameplay. I want to see mechs. I want to see customization. I want to see everything.
I'm fairly certain that we will see mechs at some point during this presentation.
Yeah, maybe.
Actually, no, that's something. Last weekend, I was actually playing through the first Armored Core. I forgot about that.
I remember you saying.
And I thought I'd spotted something, and I told Phil about it, and he was like, yeah, I know that. So he burst my bubble. He could have lied. I was playing it, and in the game, there's a group called Dark Souls. So I'm wondering if that's some sort of foreshadowing. But yet in the 1998 PlayStation game, I think it came out.
Yeah.
There's a group called Dark Souls. And I told Phil that. I was like, oh yeah, you're really into Dark Souls. Guess what's in Armored Core anyway? You already knew that.
Yeah, but then he told you something about the game you didn't know.
Yes, because I'm not a big nerd like he is. So the Moonlight Blade apparently is in most From Software games, including all the Soulsborne style games in some form or fashion.
And obviously all the Armored Core games, so...
Yeah. So
there you go.
Bit of crossover there that I never actually knew. Not relevant to anything, but I thought it was interesting.
Oh, no, definitely. I think it is. But yeah, next week we will be doing a podcast with our reactions from the Armored Core preview. So stay tuned. Come on, this is it's a sore spot for you, isn't it?
Oh, it's still is. So, for anyone wanting the Wonder Boy Anniversary Collection, which is 6 Wonder Boy games with 21 variations between them, can actually pick it up as a digital title on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch as of today. So by the time you listen to this podcast, you can actually get it. And do you know what? I love most of, not all, but most of the Wonder Boy games, especially when they start going off into 2D side-on
Yeah.
RPGs, that's where I really enjoy them. The first games
Yeah.
are all right, it's arcade games, but Wonder Boy, Monster World, and Monster World 4, that's peak Wonder Boy.
So, do you want to share? I know some people might know, but why is it a sore subject?
Well, I think it's been a whole episode since I mentioned this.
Yeah, I think so.
I pre-ordered this back in May last year, and I still haven't got my physical copy. And these physical copies are only sold through strictly limited games. So I thought, I'll go on. I'll see when it's due. It did say it was due February. It's been pushed back again to 15th of March. So not only am I waiting to get this game physically, although in all fairness, I have got the standard collection, which has only got 4 games on instead of 6.
Yeah.
I unfortunately pre-ordered another game at the same time. Clockwork Aquario, I think it was. It's been so long, I'm actually forgetting what games I pre-ordered. And although that game's been out for a while, they're not going to send that game until Wonder Boy is ready.
When you said about, it's been so long you're forgetting the games you pre-ordered, don't you quite often do that? Where something arrives, you go, I forgot to pre-order this.
Yeah, I think, I need to pre-order it, just in case scalpers jump in. If it's something I really want, like the Wonder Boy collection, I'll pre-order it way in advance. I have then seen it on Amazon 6-12 months later and gone, I'll buy that now. Buy it, and then 2 copies turn up. I'm like, what? And one of them's the pre-order I done like a year ago. And one of them is the one that I just bought on Amazon. I'm like, oopsie.
Honestly, you're losing it.
Yeah. So I've got the Wonder Boy collection, and this is the Wonder Boy Anniversary collection. I found out there's actually another one. The Wonder Boy Ultimate collection.
What's in that one?
There's actually less games in that one.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically the Anniversary collection, but it's for Japan. And they've just taken out the English versions of the games. So same 6 games, but less variations of them.
But again, Xbox doesn't see any of these at all.
Oh, no, I'd love these on the Xbox. I do actually own quite a few of these. There was a Sega Ages Wonder Boy collection on the Xbox 360.
I know, but the collection to be in the Xbox would be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. And while we're talking about Xbox 360 games, do you remember that GoldenEye leak?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Way back when.
Well, it's finally came out, although not on the Xbox 360.
Today on the Xbox Series. Well, Xbox One and Series.
Yeah, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and if you're a subscriber to Nintendo's Switch Online expansion pack, you get it on there as well.
Yeah. So, if you pay for the over the price Switch expansion pack, Pro, Plus, Ultimate, whatever, you've got it there at least. But if you're savvy enough to have an Xbox with Game Pass, just play on there.
This is also being retroactively put into Rare Replay as well. Yes. However, I've heard that it's only being added to the digital version of Rare Replay, not the physical ones. Don't know why.
Is that? Oh.
Don't know.
Because you would have thought they would have done them both.
I've heard it's something to do with licensing, but I can't think what that would be.
Okay.
Surely it'd be a case of you pop your disc in and it'd update it and then you'd be feature comparable with the digital version. I can't see why it would be any different.
Don't know. It's a bit of an odd one. But it's finally here. We've been waiting for it. It's dropped. However, there is a slight difference between the 2 versions. The Switch itself has online play. That's the only added extra put into the Switch from the original game.
And the Xbox version gets full widescreen support, a higher locked frame rate, so no more throwing remote mines around everywhere and bringing the game to a single frame per second, and gets modern controls, which I'm surprised the Switch version hasn't. It's still got the N64 controls.
How is that going to work with the Switch controls? Obviously, only one thumbstick will work, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, I'm guessing the right thumbstick will act as the up, down, left, right C controls that you get on the right-hand side of the controller.
It's a bit weird. A bit confused with how that's going to work. But, stuff you. Xbox gets the control scheme.
I'm a bit disappointed that there isn't online play on the Xbox One. Even if it was like the Switch version, where you're just playing the N64 game online. So even playing online, you can still see everyone's screen,
Yeah.
even if it was like that on the Xbox.
So, if you play with Phil, be cheating the entire time. But,
Well, yeah, go an odd job.
I don't know. It's a shame. However, I'm pretty certain when we have a games night again, we'll be cracking this out.
Yeah, we'll definitely jump on this. And it'd be interesting to see how it holds up. Because I haven't played this in the best part of 20 years because I knew it wouldn't hold up, but that was mainly down to the control scheme.
Yeah, with this, because of the changes, because of how they've brought it across, hopefully it will be better.
I think so. Perfect Dark played perfectly well.
Oh, yeah, Perfect Dark played fantastically.
That had a very similar control scheme.
But yeah, the nostalgia. I'm ready for that nostalgia to hit in.
But it seems weird having an N64 game on the Xbox. Although, in all fairness, saying that, we have had Banjo-Kazooie
Yes.
and Banjo-Tooie.
We've got all those Rare Replay games, and pretty soon there's more games just them.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, gotcha. Even though I only just mentioned that, I forgot about that. There was Jet Force Gemini, that's another one. We got a remake of Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yep. So there's plenty of games I think you just forgot.
Yeah, I did.
As
soon as I started saying it, I straight away remembered about Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, so I didn't even finish my sentence, and I'd already proved myself wrong. Well, we're actually rattling through these pretty quick, and coming up is the Microsoft Developer Direct. But before we get into that, as always, we'd like to ask for your help. If you're enjoying this episode, please could you take just a moment of your time and leave us a review, good or bad, on your favourite podcaster now.
And if you're able to, you can also join our Patreon for as little as £1 per month, where you will receive an ad-free version of the podcast and get a shout out on our next episode.
So, Microsoft Developer Direct. Now, this was rumoured to only have 4 games in it. And that's pretty much what we got from the actual event. I was kind of hoping for maybe, I don't know, like a sizzle reel at the end showing a couple of indie games or upcoming games that were coming out.
Like, I don't know, like a 30-second reel just showing quick, few little segments.
Yeah, a couple of minutes where it shows like 10, 20 seconds of a game and maybe gives you its release month or date or something. And we got none of that.
But no, it was literally 4 games and a DLC.
We did get 5 games, which they talked about, and one of them kind of came out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, it's a fantastic game. HiFi Rush was announced and dropped during the Direct, and they dropped it a couple of hours afterwards, so it came out straight away practically to Game Pass, and it was a fantastic game. I've been playing for it for the past couple of days. I've been streaming it to and from on the way to work, using my Razer Keys controller, and it reminds me a lot like Jet Set Radio, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but from the trailer, I got a mix of something like Jet Set Radio, Sunset Overdrive, and oddly enough, Futurama. I don't know why. Just like the collection of characters. I think it's the robots. I think they kind of remind me of Bender a little bit.
No, you're quite spot on. It's definitely a good mixture of those 2 games. Futurama, I don't know if quite...
I don't know.
I get
it's
what
just
you're
the
saying.
kind of
I do get
humour
what you're
that it
saying.
reminded me of. I might play the game and I might think, nah, it's nothing like this.
It is quite slapsticky, and I do enjoy the humour that's in it. I really like the art animation style it's got. To me, it reminds me of like a comic book, if I'm honest.
It is cell shading, isn't it? And it does look really nice, actually, from the trailer.
Oh, it does, and it definitely fits the game. The style of game it is really, really fits it.
So you were saying that you were playing it, and it looks like it's a beat-em-up game. But you were saying it actually ties in with the rhythm of the actual music. Is that right?
Yeah, so if I'm completely honest, it's actually hard at times because, you're so used to just button mashing, getting the combos in. But quite often, because it ties in with the music, you have like a ring coming down. If you time it right, you get like a perfect or a great, depending on the timing, you do extra damage. You fill up a bar to do a special attack as well. That fills up as well. And you score, depending on how well you do in your fights. So quite often you kind of forget the rhythm and you just get into a moment of just beating the crap out of them, basically.
So what you tell me is basically this is No More Heroes cross with Dance Dance Revolution.
Yes.
Oh, that's not a good thing. I'm not the best at rhythm games. There is a reason I only ever play Beat Saber on normal.
You don't always have to do rhythms. There is obviously some certain trials you need to do to kind of get past different areas because it's a mixture. So quite often you need to jump up. You need to obviously like hit the combo timed at the way to get yourself to a certain area. Definitely is a game worth trying at least at one point.
Oh, definitely. I'll be playing this over the weekend if I can stay awake long enough.
Well, again, it was one of those where this evening I got back, the boys were playing on the Switch, so I just cracked out my Kishi, bonged it onto my phone, and then I went and fought one of the bosses.
I'll definitely give it a go. Failing that, I can stream it on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But want to get in bed, get comfy.
Fall asleep playing it.
Hopefully not. I have a habit of when I'm playing on something, I hold it above my head and then I'll doze off and smash myself in the face with it. I've done that with my iPad quite a few times.
Your iPad flipping out.
Yeah.
I'm sure a few people have, depending on how tired they are. But
yeah,
the iPad
honestly, that is not how you want to wake up.
No.
Not only is it quite a sudden and a cold impact,
Yeah.
but the light, because your nose hits the screen, even if it's dimmed, it comes on full brightness. Yeah, it's an unpleasant experience. Well, there was a few more games, but that was definitely the standout one of the Direct, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's the weird thing. This game, which came out of nowhere, which is not a massive AAA game.
I think that's what we need, though. Less AAA games.
Yeah, that's the thing. But definitely, like I said, this is a standout, and it's fantastic what I've played so far of it. I'm really enjoying it.
Now, one of the other games that they shown was Minecraft Legends, which we've heard bits of, but this was quite a good overview of how the game works. And I'm torn on this one. I don't know whether I like it or not, because I'm not a massive PvP fan, but it does look quite good.
No, you're not at all in the slightest. I love getting into a nice PvP game. I might go to, let's go play this. You're like, I don't want to play PvP.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, please. You're like, no, I don't want to do it.
I am a big tower defense fan, though.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. This is a mixture. It's a action strategy PvP, but we thought it reminded us a lot like an RTS style of game.
Yeah, kind of an RTS where you only control one person.
Yeah. You control one person, but then you obviously do your base building, and then you have to scout for resources, bring the resources back, but then you also scout. It looks like there's a lot going on for 4 people as well.
Yes. It looks like you need to be very reactive as well to what the other team's doing.
Oh, definitely. And I think it's one that we might try a couple of times, but that's it, because
we'll see what it's like.
PvP.
We'll see what it's like. But we don't have to wait that long for this one, do we?
No. So this will be coming out on the 18th of April, and it will be on PC, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and of course, it'll be coming to the Game Pass.
Well, looking forward to that one.
Definitely.
And another series that I really like, the Forza series, has got its next installment coming soon as well.
Like you said, we had this conversation. Forza series we do enjoy, but it's more Forza Horizon is what kind of really grasps our interest more because of all the free roam and everything else.
Yeah, I must admit, I used to like the Forza Motorsports series, but Forza Horizon spoiled me.
Well, yeah, it's about to drive your car off a mountain.
Oh, yeah. Especially listening to Black Betty as you're like barreling through the outback, through trees, bushes, walls, and anything else that's dumb enough to get in your way.
Exactly. I mean, there's just something about having a car, free women, driving around, and then you can just jump into any race you want, into any challenge you want. And I don't know, I prefer being able to have a mess around and then go race.
Not only that, how often did we go on that? And we didn't even race. We were playing cat and mouse and stuff like that.
Playing cat and mouse. I go around in the Warthog. You're going around in, I don't know.
The little Toyota Celia, is it?
Oh, yeah, your little I know,
A little
old
rally car.
yeah, your little rally car, and then I'm barreling down with my
You ever go,
Warthog
oh, he's
chasing down.
catching on me. He's catching on me.
I know that. I was just playing cat and mouse. It was on the train yard we did the most. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just go on and just have a mess about. And to me,
It was
that's
fun,
more fun.
especially when you're the last mouse left. You're just like narrowly dodging all these cars. I've actually got a video where I go through the warehouse on that stage, lose one, narrowly miss another one, cause him to crash, but I go over, land on a platform, and then just slide off it and land on the car below me and get caught. I'm like, oh, look like a pro right until the end.
Now, with Forza Motorsport, it did look very nice, not gonna lie. They did show off quite a lot, but to me, they focused a lot on... They showed off a lot about the fully dynamic weathering they're using, but also a lot about the car damage and detailing it has to it as well.
Yeah, this looked actually quite impressive.
It does look impressive, but because they're talking about, oh, you see every paint chip on the car, and I'm like, no, but I'm racing and we're not going to be looking at the side of our car seeing paint chips on the side.
Are you just thinking why they invest in so much time in something that ultimately doesn't affect the gameplay? Is that your concern, or?
Yeah. It's a lot of effort. I get it. And that's aesthetic, but if you're racing around a track, your car will receive damage, but it's on the side, so you have to look sideways if you're in third person. But if you're in first person, you can't see it. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I get the detailing, but why have to make it so much to the point? As I said, they talked about the paint chippings from stones bouncing off it. What point and when would you see that to make an effect in your gameplay?
I don't know. I think it's something that overall builds immersion in the game. And I do feel like Forza is a bit like, say, FIFA, where it's not always a massive innovation over the previous title. It's an iteration over the previous one. So it's building up on a really strong foundation from the previous game.
No, I get it. No, they're obviously building on what they've got to further improve it, but I don't know. Leave it with, if I hit a wall, I crop my car, and I'm happy. Much
All
like
right, it'll buff out.
Wreckfest. Yeah, there's only a few markings. The whole side's caved in.
It's still a game that will be coming to Game Pass. I'll probably play it, but I'll be looking forward to the Forza Horizon title more than Motorsports one, if I'm being honest.
And that's it. Forza Horizon, I've been playing it on my phone, streaming Forza Horizon 5, and I said, that's fantastic. And that's my jam.
Yeah.
Another game that was spoken about was Redfall.
Yes, we actually got to see some gameplay this time.
We did. And I don't know about you, but I felt like I was watching The Division, but with vampires.
See, I got the feeling of a different Tom Clancy game.
Go on.
I felt like it was very much like Rainbow Six Extraction.
Okay.
Even to the point where I'm sure I saw one of those tree things with the tendrils shooting out that you have to shoot the orbs off. I'm fairly certain I saw the exact same thing in this trailer.
Do you know what? I do get what you're saying, and I agree with that, but that's all just that one little stage, though. You know, obviously, I'm thinking about Division because you're going around, you're looting weapons, you know, because you can pick weapons off the floor, switch to that different weapon. You're picking up knives to go on your, bayonets to go on your guns.
This will definitely be one that we're playing, and we'll try and rope Phil in for a third person.
I'm sure this is something Phil would want to play. And I think it looks great. I'm ready to go in, do some vampire slaying. And they showed off a lot about the different character classes and the abilities as well that will be in the game.
The only issue I have with this one is we've still got till the 2nd of May.
I know. It's too long of a wait.
Yeah. But it looks good. I'm really excited to play this one. Probably more excited to play this than Minecraft. But it didn't quite top HiFi Rush.
I don't know. I think HiFi Rush is all because of the animation style, which really grasped me. It just looked very pretty.
I think it's just because it's something different.
Yeah, no, you're very true. I've not played a game anything like that because of the rhythm style fighting it's got. It's a very strange mix.
I'll definitely try my best to play this over the weekend.
Yes, because I can talk to you about it at work.
Yeah.
So I'm sat there playing. I'm like, have you played? You're like, no. I'm like, why?
On top of that, I need to watch The Last of Us, don't I? So you can talk to me about that.
Yeah, that's bugging me too.
The last game that they shown, and unfortunately, I'm not going to have a lot to say about this just because I lost interest in this game very quickly, was new expansions at Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, so they have announced the newest class coming out, which is the Arcanist. And don't get me wrong, it does look a cool class, but like Barry said, I also did play Elder Scrolls Online for a while, but I lost interest very quickly. I think mainly because none of my friends played it. So I was just playing it by myself and it got a bit boring.
One thing I will say, I did enjoy seeing that they were going back to Morrowind again, because that was my first experience of the Elder Scrolls series on the original Xbox.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are going to definitely enjoy going back to Morrowind. But if I'm completely honest for myself, I'm just waiting for the next Elder Scrolls, really.
I've told you I'm not a big fan of the Elder Scrolls series. Not because they're bad, not because I don't like them. In fact, completely the opposite. I spent far too much time playing Morrowind. And then when the 360 came out and Oblivion came out, I got Oblivion. And I spent half an hour walking around the starting city, just watching NPCs get up, go to work, go home. I just had this epiphany. I was like, what are you doing with your life? Don't play this game. So I've avoided Elder Scrolls ever since. So I've not even touched Oblivion at all.
You just need to, I don't know, get on playing a game rather than getting sucked into watching NPCs do their daily.
I know, but you know what I'm like in games?
Yes, I do.
I can't leave an item on the floor or a marking on the map uncompleted before moving.
Oh, no, I can't either. But I can not watch someone do
I can't.
What they're meant to do. Weirdo.
If it's a character just walking to the edge of a platform window and then doing a 180 and walking back and forth, yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. If it's someone who wakes up and has a life, who's just this completely incoincidental character that has nothing to do with the story or no impact on what goes on, and I'm watching him, and he's got a life. He's got a family. He goes to work to support his children. His children are trying to get their way through college. He's trying to make a better future. And I'm like, if this is just the first guy that I've bumped into on the street, what am I going to do for the rest of the game?
What you don't realize is that you're the creep looking through the window, being like, just like this little stalker, like there's like a little slit in the curtains, and he just looks over, you're just staring at him through the windows, there, going,
Dad, the man's in the bush again. As I break in through the window and just put like a pot over the kid's head and go, shh, it'll all be all right. You can't see me now.
I get what you're saying. Elder Scrolls, again, one of those games where there's a lot to explore and a lot to do.
Yeah.
You
can get lost in it quite easily.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I remember I used to spend far too much time smithing on the Elder Scrolls games because I just love smithing. I just spent ages.
I always remember Morrowind just trolling me. The amount of times I'd fall off a cliff and I'd fall to the bottom, break my neck, kill myself, and then it'll pop up at the corner. Oh, you earned one agility point for that. I'm like, well, that's no good to me now, is it? Or like someone comes in with a giant like battle axe or something, just cleaves me in half, and it goes, you just got a resistance to bladed weapon, then defense +1. And you're like,
I'm dead, thanks.
Yeah, well, what's the point of that? Honestly, I'm sure it determines how you die and just randomly gives you a level up for that sort of activity.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be an absolute troll.
No, definitely. The amount of times it pops up with +1 something, and you're like, this is the most inconvenient time for you to pop up. Why? What's happening?
Overall, the Microsoft Direct, it was a bit on the short side.
Bit of a letdown?
No, I wouldn't say it was a letdown. I was hoping for more.
I was too.
In all fairness, they did say we were going to get information about 4 titles. So, well, I was going to say they didn't lie, but they did because they threw a 5th one in there.
Which was a really nice surprise.
Yeah, I was just hoping for like a little sizzle reel at the end showing us some upcoming titles.
I want a Starfield release date. That's what I want.
Aren't they doing another, I don't know whether it'll be called a direct, but that sort of event where it'll just be for Starfield and maybe an unannounced IP?
Okay. Interesting. We haven't got a date for that yet, though, have we?
Is it still set for the end of this year? Or was it pushed back till next year?
Starfield?
Yes.
I thought Starfield was supposed to be end of last year, but they got pushed back. I don't think a lot of people know what's going on with them.
It's ready when it's ready.
Yeah. Just want it ready now. Well, I guess that's the end of the episode, isn't it?
Before we go, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been joining in on this podcast. And we have actually changed a few things recently, haven't we? So
yes.
We've changed our thumbnail, we've changed our music. And again, I know we ask this every single episode. If you could just take a moment and just leave us a bit of feedback by leaving us an honest review.
I mean, someone reviewed about the music, didn't they?
Yes. I got a message. It wasn't a nasty message, but it was
funny.
I like the old music better.
Yeah.
But the messages and reviews that you leave really does help shape the direction that we take this podcast in. If you like it, let us know. For a start, everyone loves a compliment.
Yeah.
But if you don't like it, let us know. Maybe in a nice way. We'd appreciate if it was in a nice way. But if something isn't working, let us know. Rather know straight away rather than go down a path that doesn't help.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But we are looking forward to carrying on the podcast and expanding it a lot more in 2023.
Even if you don't leave the review in a nice way, we'll read it, have a cry, and then just get on with it. So it's fine.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I'm Anthony, and this is the end of this week's episode. If you'd like to find out more about anything mentioned, then please take a look at the show notes. We've been the Retro Gaming Dads, and we will see you next time.